guys, Adam here. Welcome to another On the Couch. As you saw in the intro, I'm here to talk about Agent Carter. So, when this show was announced, I was really excited because I am a huge fan of 1930s, 1940s serials. I am, and this show is a serial. This is an 8-part serial that they showed to be its mid-season show while Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on hiatus. And boy, does it just live up to the hype here. This show is really good. This show is a fun ride from start to finish. There hasn't been a single episode I did not like. This show is just really well made. So the plot is, it is exactly 1 year since the events of Captain America, the First Avenger. World War II is over. Cap is believed dead. Peggy is living in New York now, working for the SSR as a secretary. Yes, Agent Carter is a secretary now. Well, it was the 40s, and that is actually what happened. Like, during the war, women were working more. When the men came back, they were forced out of their jobs, and women were forced out of their jobs, or they were forced to take less important jobs, even though they had skills. That's what happened with Peggy. She's working as a goddamn secretary, even though they know she has the skills to beat their ass. They even know she worked with Captain America. Wow, they're actually. Oh wow, I think I found a plot hole, but I'll talk about that later. So yeah, she's working as a secretary. Meanwhile, Howard Stark is believed to be framed for selling all his more dangerous weapons to the black market. So Howard secretly asks Peggy to find out who is truly behind this, find his weapons, get rid of them, clear his name. And he also enlists the services of his butler, Edward Jarvis, to help her out. But really, there is more to this than just that. And I'll get to that later. So, like I said, this show's really good. I love this show. This is actually my favorite comic book show right now, besides The Flash. I actually do consider this better than the first half season of the first half of the second season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's how much I like this. That's how much I like this show right now. So I'm not gonna do like episode by episode recap. I'm just gonna give you like bullet points of what I liked. So, off the bat, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter, love her. Okay, I loved her in I loved her in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when she made cameo appearances. That was awesome. But I also loved her in I loved her in Captain America: The First Avenger. I love her in the show. She exudes sexy but confidence, badassness, smarts, take no shit from anybody attitude. She just does it, and she does it well in this. She's just so goddamn appealing in this. Like people say, oh, we need a strong female character for the feminist crowd. Here's your character. Here is the epitome of a feminist character. She is a strong, independent woman who also has feelings, who is a human, who is in a way a vulnerable woman because she has feelings. She just lost the one man she loved, the love of her life. Sorry, I almost said his. She just lost the love of her life during the war, and she's still grieving. That's how they open it up. They open it up with the ending to Captain America: The First Avenger, where he crashes the Valkyrie into the ice. That's how they end it, and she's just remembering all of it, and of course it's very different. Of course, like something like that's gonna happen. She was in love with Captain America, the Sentinel of Liberty, man. Who wouldn't feel devastated for losing someone awesome like that? Okay, Captain America, it was the epitome of good. And she felt like she needed to keep that spirit alive, but at the same time she just can't let him go because she loved him that much. I mean, and of course she loved him before he even got the super soldier serum, which makes it even more heartbreaking that she actually had feelings for a guy who was smaller than she was. But anyway. But yes, Peggy is really good in this. But what makes her even better is the chemistry she has with James Darcy as Edwin Jarvis. Edwin Jarvis, I love this character. He's kind of the anti-Alfred, where Alfred is very confident. He can be a bit of a badass, and he's a secret, and he used to be a secret agent in the comics. Edwin Jarvis is the complete opposite of that. Yes, he is willing to help people, but he's very prim, proper. Always takes orders, blah blah blah, but he also develops as a character. And this, I mean, for Peggy, we already know what her character is, but they develop her from the grieving process of losing Cap. Here, he is developing from a prim proper butler to, yes, I know there is more at stake here, and I am willing to go above and beyond, and I won't just be a butler. I want to do more with my life. And I like that. I really do. James Darcy is fucking great in this. Honestly, if Jarvis was in this, I would have, honestly, I never expected James Darcy to be in this movie, or in the show. Well, it is kind of like a movie. I actually kind of thought Paul Bettany would have played Jarvis, since he's Jarvis in Iron Man, in the Iron Man movies, the AI, and of course now he's going to be the Vision, which would have been awesome. He would have played human Jarvis, AI Jarvis, and then the Vision. That would have been awesome. That would be awesome. But I really like James Darcy in this, especially after I saw him in Let's Be Cops, where he was actually one of the only good things about that movie. But he's really good. He's just hilarious. He's funny. I really enjoy him in this, and what's great is I mean, honestly, whenever I think like a British sidekick, I do kind of think sometimes Watson, but with an American hero. So I always think, oh hey, the prim proper butler with the all-American hero, but instead it's two British characters. But I mean, and while Peggy is still very British, she kind of does act very Americanish, like a 1940s American woman. She does, which is still fun, because she is very much the exact opposite of what Jarvis is. Jarvis is more of a woman than Peggy is. Or I should say, not a woman, but I'm sorry. Jarvis is more feminine than Peggy is. It is great. I don't know why, but every time something shit goes down, I keep thinking Jarvis is going to go, oh! Although that would have been funny. But yeah, Jarvis is really good, and at the end of the series, he says It's like, you just call me and I can be, if you ever need help, and I will be there. And he doesn't, and they're friends now, they're good friends, and it's great. I would have liked to see who his wife was, but they actually touched upon that too. They actually talked about they actually made it like a bit of a subplot for his character as to why he was discharged from the army himself, from the Majesty's Royal Services, or if I'm saying that right. It's because because he wanted to marry this woman who was Jewish, that they saved, and they said no, and he was like, fine, I'll get her out of here myself, and Howard helped him. So yeah, they like, oh yeah, there's something really, really shady. Turns out it wasn't, but there is actually more to that explanation. But I'm gonna rewatch it. So yeah. Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark. He's only in it for 4 episodes, but his presence is there throughout the entire series. His presence is there, and he's really good. He's just great. Like, and what's really awesome is it kind of gives me a throwback to what Tony Stark said in Iron Man when he's having the press conference after he returns from his captivity. He actually says, if Dad was still alive, what would I ask him? Did he ever have regrets about the things he's done, the things he's made, or is he every bit the man that we believed him to be? Well, he's actually a bit of both. I don't know whether they went back to Iron Man and watched that to see and realize, oh, that question is actually really good for this series. Let's answer that. I'm glad they brought that out. He is a bit of both. He does make weapons. That's what he does. But at the same time, he has made some weapons that he regrets making. That's why he locked them up, saying, these are fucking dangerous. Do not touch these. Do not go near these. Do not even try to put these on the market. I mean, these weapons were stolen. The SSR. I'm just gonna give you like the three main SSR characters, but first, as a whole, they're a bunch of guys who are kind of douchebags, and that's how they start off. They actually start off as very one note, but as the series, and I was kind of scared that that's all they were gonna be, one note assholes. But as the series progresses, they're much more than that. They actually give them character, which is great. Because you actually start to sympathize with a lot of them. You actually start going, oh, okay, here's this guy's backstory, this guy's backstory, and this guy's backstory. You actually kind of understand where they're coming from. You actually understand who they are as characters. They're very different. First off, you got Chief Dooley, all right, Carter, give me my coffee, get the hell out kind of guy. But turns out he had a divorce. He's actually rather lonely. He regrets divorcing his wife. He really wants his wife back. He wants his family back. And he is actually a good character. He actually, as the series progresses, he actually starts to respect Carter quite a bit. And he was really, so yeah, I actually kind of, towards the end of the series, I started really sympathizing with Dooley. I actually respected Dooley. Next is Thompson, played by Chad Michael Murray. Well, after the shithole fest of Left Behind, I didn't think I was gonna like the Chad Michael Murray in anything. Boy, do I like him in this. As an actor, not as a character. but not in the oh this is a bad written character. No, this is actually a well written character. It's just the character's an asshole through and through. This guy is like, there's one scene that I really like where he is so drunk that he actually says to Peggy, Peggy, you're a woman. And while as unfair as it is, that's your role in life. You are good at what you do, but you're still a woman. Start accepting that role. But then you actually get more backstory. Like he says, oh yeah, I'm a war hero. I fought in the Pacific. Blah blah blah. But then when they do the Howling Commandos episode, he's scared. He is fucking scared. There's a firefight going on. He's just paralyzed with fear. So you're kind of going, what the hell happened? What the hell happened in the Pacific? I actually want to know more. And now he's just kind of an asshole. That's it. And or by the end of the series, he takes credit for spoiler. He takes credit for what Peggy did, basically, which leads me to Sousa, who is also another war vet. Except this is actually a little unconventional. I never expected this to happen. This guy is disabled. This guy is a disabled war vet. I can't remember if he has a false leg, so he's walking around with a crutch. I really like this character, and so I'm curious as to whether this character is, I'll get to that later. This character, first off, he's played by, I can't remember his name, and I can't pronounce it, so I'm sorry. I'll edit the name in. The character, or the actor, was actually in the Avengers as one of the New York cops, which I like. Of course, he was also in Dollhouse, I think. So there's that too. He's kind of a Joss Whedon mainstay kind of thing. I really like that character. That character's really good. He's the sympathetic guy. He's the guy that goes, oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, he likes Peggy. And he believes that there's more to her than just being a secretary. But he's also the one who solves the whole, Peggy's probably working for Stark, which was really cool. But he also but at the same time, he does the investigation himself. Because everyone else thinks, he has a missing leg, so he's no help to us. I'm like, he just proved you wrong. And so yeah, even though he was kind of working against Peggy without realizing it towards the end of the series, he did a really good job of displaying that he is just as capable of anything as Peggy is. Hell, he can actually fight. He's actually not bad at fighting, which is great. So and there is definitely a sort of romance between Sousa and Peggy. So in Winter Soldier, she mentions her having a husband that got saved in World War II. So I'm curious as to whether this is him. I'm not entirely sure. We don't know. Hopefully there's a second season that will tell us. But you never know. So yeah, those are the main characters I want to talk about. There's like other characters like Angie, who's like the wannabe actress who Peggy rooms with. She's the spunky girl, but there's not really much to that character except she's Peggy's friend. That's about it. That's it. She's kind of there, really. But yeah. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get into spoilers. Like I said, I'm not doing an episode by episode recap, but I am just gonna talk about more of the plot, which is there is another organization. This time it's the Russians. Fucking Russians. I mean, of course, it actually does make sense because right after World War II, Cold War was about to happen, which is fine, which is great. So yeah, the Russians get involved, which means Black Widow, which again is really cool because Black Widow was started off as a Silver Age comic character. So it makes sense to have her in this. Now, of course, it's not Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow. Instead, we get Dottie, who actually, honestly, I mean, I don't, again, can't remember the actress's name, but she was really good. She's first introduced as like, oh, hey, I'm Dottie. I'm so preppy. I'm so bubbly, blah, blah, blah. Then, it's like, then she sees a guy upstairs. First off, the apartment that they live in, apparently men aren't allowed because dried up prudish woman runs the place. I'm sorry, I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for that comment. And then she goes, "Is that an automatic? I want that." And then just runs at him, jumps on the walls, bounces on both sides, and then just lands with her feet in between, or with his head in between her legs, and breaks his neck. I'm like, oh my God, she's Black Widow. And the showrunners confirmed it right after that episode ended. I'm just thinking, oh dear God, oh, this is gonna be fun. This just went from great to amazing. Oh my God, and that's the second half of the series, which is Peggy Carter has to stop a Black Widow plot. But what's really good is still kind of a Nazi plot, because now you got a villain who you believe is Russian during the Howling Commando episode, but as the series progress, you realize, oh, he's Dr. Faustus. Dr. Faustus is actually a character in the Captain America comics, but he's like he was introduced in the modern day era. But here it actually works. This guy is fucking, like, in a way, this guy's fucking evil. This guy is evil, but I love this villain. This villain's really good, and it turns out he's Dr. Faustus. So I'll get to the big reveal here later. But it turns out he wants revenge on Howard Stark for releasing this ultimate weapon, which, oh dear God, that weapon, holy shit. That was a weapon. The weapon is like this gas that makes everyone go crazy and want to kill people. And they release it in a movie theater. I'm thinking, oh dear God, holy shit. That is just, oh. And yeah, that was, these are villains to not be fucked with. I mean, and they even get back, and then of course they get backstories to Dr. Faustus, and they get backstories to Dottie as well during her training as a Black Widow. During Black Widow training, dear God, like they show her like giving bread to one of her friends because they're not allowed to eat or something. And then during training, she breaks her friend's neck. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? Oh shit. But yeah, she's also really great anti-Peggy. Oh my God. She's like bubbly, but at the same time, she's bubbly even when she's Black Widow. Like one side is Dottie and the other side is Black Widow. And you're kind of going, I can't really tell if that's really her personality or she just, like, when she's bubbly as Black Widow, she's kind of sadistic. And it's like, I don't want to go near this person. This person scares me. And she really does. Dear God, is she just intimidating. She's just really fucking intimidating. But yeah, oh dear God, is she really good in this? Everyone's good in this. Everyone gives a fantastic performance in this. But yeah, the plot is, but like I said, the plot is a revenge plot against Howard Stark because of something he unintentionally did, which is make this gas weapon. This gas weapon he accidentally made, and the army took it and used it. And he wanted, and he regrets it. He regrets making this weapon. Which, again, goes back to, was Howard Stark every bit the man America perceived him to be, or did he have regrets? It's evident he had regrets for making this weapon, because, dear God, this weapon was terrifying. This was a horrible weapon. So yeah, while it wasn't necessarily 100% his fault, he did make this weapon. He did make this weapon, so it is still on him, and he realizes that. He realizes it's all on him, and he wants to make it right. But Dr. Faustus doesn't. And Dr. Faustus wants him to suffer by making Howard kill people in Madison Square Garden. Oh dear God! But also at the same time, Howard also gets a bit of a backstory, which is his biggest regret is not finding Captain America. And the reason being is because he believed Captain America was the one positive thing that he ever created. I mean, of course, helped create if you watch First Avengers. So, he believed that's the one good thing he's ever done, and he just wants to be able to preserve, and he just wanted to be able to find his friend again. Which leads to, like, there's even one episode where he tells Peggy, "Hey Peggy, there's a big problem I got. The SSR has a weapon. I can't let them have this. No, I'm talking like this one is huge. This one's really destructive. This one I can't let them touch. I can't even let them have. You've got to get it back." And they kind of promo it, but they don't reveal it. Which the promos here are a hell of a lot better than the Gotham ones, because at least these don't really reveal a whole lot. This is, and it turns out the weapon is Captain America's blood. Yes, Captain America's blood. He was trying to get the blood back, which makes sense, but Peggy ends up keeping it because she doesn't want it in the hands of anybody else, and at this point she doesn't even trust Howard. She doesn't. But yeah, and it's really, and it is a heartbreaking scene when she finds out, because then she punches him in the face, which was great. It was actually kind of funny. Of course, trying to hunt down the supposed Black Widow by going down a list of all the women Howard slept with was great too, because Jarvis is with Peggy and he kept getting slapped. It was great. But yeah, and then you got the Howling Commando episode, where it isn't, sadly the only original Howling Commando is Dum Dum Dugan, which is a little disappointing. I was really kind of hoping for, like, to see if they were able to get, like, maybe some of the other members. Now I understand there are other members to the Howling Commandos. I know that. I get that. But I was really disappointed that Dum Dum Dugan was the only one, especially after they were showed. They showed, like, Jim Morita in an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still with the team. So I was kind of hoping he'd still be in there. But at the same time, I'm fine with it. I'm just glad they were able to get Neil McDonough as Dugan again, because dear God, is he awesome. I love him in this show. Well, I'm really hoping they bring him back as a series regular. I really do. Like he needs to come back for this show. If they give us a second season. And I'll get to that, and I'll get to reasoning for that later. Or my thoughts on that later. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going through every episode, but I'm just going through the big plot points, and even some of the plot points I can't 100% remember, but I will do my best on that. It's just, this is definitely a really good semi-sequel to the first Avenger. This is basically, in a way, this is like, if you take the first Avenger and Winter Soldier and you put Agent Carter in between, there is your Captain America. There's kind of like your Captain America trilogy. And it's really good, and it's perfect. Like, the Captain America series of Marvel films right now are my favorites. I love this franchise. I love the Captain America franchise. I love it so much. It is my favorite. It's my favorite franchise. I haven't seen, neither movie I hated at all. And of course, you've seen my reviews of that. So yeah. And of course the series, the season ends with the day is saved. Peggy and Angie move into a mansion that Howard is giving them. Peggy doesn't get the credit she deserves, or gets the credit from the SSR, but doesn't get the credit from the rest of the world because politics. Politics, man. It's politics. Sorry, I watched Platoon the other night. And of course, she and Sousa may end up together. Who knows? And also in an actually really good closing scene, which I'll talk about some plot holes there later. In a good closing scene, she takes Captain America's blood, which Jarvis had taken from Howard. I'm pretty sure he stole it when they hugged. Gives it to Peggy and says, "Do what you will with it. You are the one who truly deserves this, because you're the only one who's trustworthy enough to hold it." She goes to the Brooklyn Bridge and dumps it. She pours it out, saying, "I'm ready to move on with my life. You're gone." Well, we all know he's not dead, but she doesn't know that. So, yeah, nitpickers. She's just going, "You're gone from my life now. I will still live up to your memory. I will still hold on to your memory, but it's time for me to move on." And that's how they end it. And I love how they ended it. I do. Peggy Carter is this show is just really, really good. They end it on such a good. They close it out on such a good note, which is a very quiet note, which was very much the same note as the first Captain America movie. Again, I love that ending. I love how they ended it. So yeah, and like I said, really all the loose ends are tied up very nicely. Yeah, sure, Dottie escapes, the fight's fun, but and supposedly she died, but she's not there when they go back to where she landed, so we'll probably see her again. Dr. Faustus is arrested. and and Dr. Faustus is arrested. He goes to prison. I'll talk about that in a minute. Peggy is welcomed back in the SSR as an agent now instead of a secretary. And blah blah blah. And then we get the post-credit scene, which I'm glad we got, where it is revealed Faustus is now cellmates with Arnim Zola. Oh my god! If there was one thing I was really kind of hoping for in this series is to see Toby Jones again as Arnim Zola. And if you guys remember in Winter Soldier, it turns out the big twist of that movie is Hydra has infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. So we just got the beginnings of how that happens. And that's all we need. Honestly, and I'll get to the score soon, but I just want to say this. They ended this very nicely with little to no loose ends. We all know, basically, we all know Peggy becomes a founding member of S.H.I.E.L.D. We all know that Arnim Zola is recruited into S.H.I.E.L.D. and then restarts Hydra that way. We all know that. We know everything at this point. Honestly, as much as I want a season 2, I am perfectly fine if there isn't. I really am. Because they ended this so nicely that I am satisfied with there not being a season 2. I am. I really am. This is hands down one of the best miniseries I have ever seen. I love this series so much, but I am perfectly adamant with there not being a season 2, because we all know everything. As much as I would love to see the beginnings of S.H.I.E.L.D., that's probably the only thing I want to see is the beginning of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's it. But I think we're perfectly fine. Now, to close this out, small plot holes real fast. First off, wouldn't the blood of Captain America have been used to create be used to help the Super Soldier Serum and Incredible Hulk? Just watch Incredible Hulk, okay? There was another plot hole and I just totally forgot. Damn. Fuck. Never mind. Oh, also, does this also mean that the Agent Carter one-shot is not canon? They showed clips of it in the beginning. They actually did. So I'm wondering if did that happen in the beginning or did it happen at the end? I don't know. It's a little confusing. That kind of throws me off. So is it canon? Is it? And so with that, like I said, is the Agent Carter one-shot canon? I don't know. I really don't. It could be, it may not be. If it's not, that's probably the first ever huge ass retcon they've ever done. That's weird. Marvel so far has been really good in making sure everything is tied up nicely, including their one-shots. But here, they definitely made sure, oh yeah, we're not going to do that. I don't know, was the Agent Carter one-shot really just a test pilot? Was it meant to just go, yeah, here's a pilot for, here, let's make this and see if this will give us a TV show. Because if it doesn't, then we at least have the beginnings of S.H.I.E.L.D. How S.H.I.E.L.D. has started in a way. But at the same time, let's see how positive a reaction we can get from this. And if people really like it, we're gonna take this template, this idea, and turn it into a TV series. If that was the case, they fucking succeeded, people. They fucking succeeded at this, because my final score for Marvel's Agent Carter is a big ass 10 out of 10. I was gonna give it a lower score, but the more I talk about it, the more I fucking love it, because this show is great. I love this season. I love this series. This is so good. Oh my god, it is. It really is. So, alright, so that's it for me today. I'm gonna go get something to eat and do other shit. So I will try and be back next week with movies. Next week is Chappie, I think. I think it is. It's Chappie. So I will be seeing Chappie next week. Also, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back on next week. Flash is on hiatus until the 17th. Gotham will be back to. I'll look at it. If not, then there won't be a review for it. I will go ahead and watch the season finale of Constantine. I'll give my thoughts on that as well. Also, Star Wars Rebels season finale will be later this week, will be this Monday. So I will even give my thoughts on that season as well, or what's left of that season. So until then, I will see you guys next time. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day, and America! Sorry. I can't do it as well as that awesome chick on the poster, so bye.